Hi, I'm Carl from the Woodshoptv. This is episode 6, Back to Basics. I've been getting a lot of questions about turning green wood, so today we're going to turn a green Madrone bowl. Let's get started. Help support the companies that support our community. Well, here's a piece of Madrone. It's about 4 inches thick and about 7 inches across. So I just pulled it out of the barrel where I store some of my wood. It's a mixture of dishwashing soap and water, and all it does is preserve it until you can get to it. It's not drying the wood out. So after we're done here, you either need to put it in a paper bag with the shavings, or put anchor seal on it, or however you want to dry it. But it just preserves it until you can get to it. And I have a new bowl gouge here, and I'm going to try that out. A little bit different grind than I'm used to, so I'll work with it a little bit until I can figure it out. I'm going to start the lathe speed out at 1,000 RPMs. It's pretty true, and we'll go from there. I turned the lathe speed up to 1500, and I'm going to go ahead and put the tenon on there. And remember too, when you make your tenon, when you're turning green wood, make it a little bit bigger than you would on dry wood, because once we start smashing this down, it's going to compress all the fibers, and you don't want it to be, really close, because you're going to run out of jaw grip on it. So just leave it a little bit bigger than you normally would. And I put a tenon on it, but you can do a recess. If you're going to do a recess, again, make sure that there's enough wood on the sides here. Don't have your recess come out all the way to the lip there, and then you have just a little bit of material to support it. So you want to, if you're going to do that, make a smaller recess in there so you have some wood coming around the side. It's still at 1500. I'm going to take out a little bit of material inside and then make sure that the outside's true before I pull the tailstock away and start cleaning out the rest of it. gonna clean up the outside real quick. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull the tailstock out of the way and then clean out the inside. Go ahead and retighten your chuck too, because it does, you watch, get another quarter turn out of it, so just make sure when you're doing green bowls like this you keep checking that. And if you're bowl turning something you want to get into, I would definitely look into getting a corer. You're just wasting a lot of wood here. I don't do much bowl turning at all, so I haven't invested in one, but if you want to get into it, that would be one thing I would definitely look at. There's a few different types out there. They all seem to work really well. The only thing I've ever heard about them was it takes a little bit of time getting them set up, but once they're set up, they're just they work great. Doing a depth hole on this worked great, and then that way you don't have to worry about the nub in the center too. That's not going to work. Just going to switch to a smaller one so I can keep it a little bit closer. So at this point here, what I would do is take this off the lathe. It's pretty even wall thickness. Packet it, take a bunch of these shavings, put it in a paper bag, and leave it over there for a couple of months, and rotate it every week or so to try and get the dry shavings mixed in with the wet ones. But I want to try something else. So if you're doing green turning and you want a thicker bowl, that's what you do at this point, is pack it into the shavings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come in and I'm going to try and get this thing pretty thin. So if you get it thin enough, a lot of times you can get it to dry like that and it won't crack because there's not as much pressure trying to come out of it if you can get it thin. So that's what I'm going to do, is try and get it as thin as I can, a little over an eighth or so, right around there, and that way it'll dry really fast and I won't have to pack it in any shavings or anything and let it sit. And just as you're going down, check your wall thickness to make sure it's even. If you have a little spot in there, you can go back and clean that up a little bit. But once you get down there, you're not going to want to come back out here because it is wet too, and it's probably flexing a little bit. You can't see it, but it's good right there, and then it starts to open up a little bit. So I need to come back right up in here and pull off a little bit of that material there. Hopefully that's not too bright. And a little bit of a spot right there. Go ahead and pull it off of there, and then we'll remount it using the vacuum chuck. Vacuum chuck just goes right through the headstock. Screw it on, it has a little O-ring there. And the one I have is the hold fast system, and you just hook your regular air compressor right up to it. And then I have a couple of these. This is the 3-inch one, and I have a 6 or 8. Yeah, the 6-inch one too. So I'm just going to mount it on there. We're going to use the tailstock to bring it right up and center it all up. So all I'm going to do is come around the bottom here, take the tenon off, and work my way in, and then we'll pull the tailstock away when we get really close. And again, I have it at about 1500 RPMs. I'm just going to take a couple passes around there and cup it out just slightly so that it sits flat. Lower that down just a little bit. I think we're good. I turned the bowl about a week ago. It warped a little bit, but it's dry now. So I'm going to use the vacuum chuck to sand the outside of it. I couldn't get a good seal, so I had to hand sand the inside. And the bowl gouge I'm using is from Doug Thompson at Thompson Tools. This video was supposed to go up last Friday, but I had some major computer problems, and I'll talk about that in the next video. We're going to have a tool giveaway because there's an amazing community came through and helped me out with that. So next week we're going to do a tool giveaway because of them. So if this is your first time here, I have a new project video apparently almost every Friday. I hope to see you there. Take care.